I would like to address briefly an event that took place last evening. I was not a witness to it. In fact, for some reason, had not even seen it in my RSS feeds. But last evening, I guess, the Miss USA pageant took place. And no, I didn't see it. But I have now heard about what took place during it and have taken the time to watch some reports and to do a little digging around on the internet. We once again have a situation here where we have an illustration of the radical decay of Western society, and it's lurching leftward. It's no longer slouching towards Sodom and Gomorrah. It is racing toward Sodom and Gomorrah. Specifically, we have the situation concerning Miss California. Now, let me say right from the beginning that it does seem problematic to me for Christian young ladies to be involved in beauty pageants. Let's face it, beauty pageants are not places known for modesty. They are not known as places where the judges at any level are necessarily going to be promoting what we would say godliness or a Christian worldview. And so I would say that there's something problematic about being a Christian involved in that particular venue. But it is not to judge her and her participation that I speak today. I think that this is an incident where once again we see that our society is getting to the point where it is more than willing to allow for the open rebuke and, shall we start using the term, persecution of Christians right now on the realm of that which is politically correct. Once those who are in power take that which is politically correct and make it something that becomes legally necessary, then you see full-blown persecution beginning. What do I refer to? Well, if you didn't see or read the coverage, one of the celebrity judges, and of course that's one of the issues right there, is I think much of the blame for this situation goes on the pageant itself for selecting people that are clearly not stable to be able to give fair judgment in these areas. A man by the name of Perez Hilton, yes, of the same Hiltons, whose website is pink, if that gives you an idea of where he's coming from, asked Miss California a question. Now, it seems that he was well aware of the fact that she is a professing Christian, and so it was very purposeful on his part to ask her a question about what Vermont just did in regards to that oxymoron of homosexual marriage. He and others like him are well aware of the fact that from a Christian perspective, from any meaningful biblical or historical perspective, there's no such thing as homosexual marriage. Marriage is defined by God, and the nature of that marriage is not up for any vote by any state legislature or national referendum. Be that as it may, he asked her what her opinion on that was. I doubt anybody else was asked any questions on that level. She is a Christian, and in her response, she expressed her Christian belief. She answered honestly, and in a video posted on his blog, Mr. Perez, after using profanity and insulting her intelligence, which again, if any of this was reversed, and I want to talk a little bit more about this later, but if any of this is reversed, the man would be bringing universal condemnation down upon himself. But since she's a Christian, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Maybe just a little untoward, but it's okay. Because when you come from his perspective, you can insult anybody you want. That's what our society has decided anyways. But he insults her. He acts just in a completely disgusting manner. And then at the end of his video, makes the assertion not only that she should have given a PC answer, but the whole point is that she should never be the winner of the pageant, because it is the role of the winner of the pageant to inspire and unite us. It is so painfully obvious he doesn't even see this, that what he's saying is, unite us, not Christians. Christians are not a part of his vision as to who's to be united here. Christians are not to have a voice. They're not to be able to believe these things. Because you see, the homosexual is so angry toward Christianity because from a biblical perspective, the homosexual is suppressing the knowledge of God within him or her. There is this thing called a conscience. There is this thing called conviction. And it must be a very draining thing to have to so continually suppress that voice. And therefore, this tremendous anger is expressed toward people who might not even openly say anything about the subject. But the very fact that you would believe the same things that voice is constantly telling you, that is sufficient for the rage that you so often see expressed by homosexual advocates in Western society today. And so he says that he would have run up on stage, after using more profanity, he would have run up on stage and ripped the tiara off her head and run out and been arrested, and that's okay from his perspective, if she had won. He made sure, of course, that she didn't. And so we have a situation here where a Christian woman who was in the lead and was the odds-on favorite was denied the crown for one reason, because she was a consistent Christian, and you're not allowed to do that. Because, you see, to unite us all, you have to deny your Christian faith. You cannot believe what the Bible teaches. That's what we have now seen in this situation. Now, again, it's not overly surprising, given it's a beauty pageant, but it is reflective of the massive shift that has taken place in our society, away from any kind of Christian morality toward not another kind of morality, but simply toward the negation of Christian morality. That's what we need to understand. This isn't some positive move. This is simply the negation of God's law and a hatred of God's law, resulting in the reverse of God's law. And so clearly what we have here is another indication of the fact that the homosexual advocates want uber rights. They don't want equal rights. They cannot even begin to function upon the idea that this woman should have an equal right to express her belief. No. They want uber rights. They want to silence those who would say the things that they have to suppress in their minds every day. They do not want equal rights. They want uber rights. They want more rights, greater rights than anyone else has. That is the essence of the homosexual movement. And even though their numbers will always remain small, because it's an aberrant behavior, even from a Darwinian perspective, it is an aberrant behavior that could never become a majority. But because of their influence, their money, their positioning in media, they are getting from the left. It's a quid pro quo. It's we give you money, we support you. You use your political influence to give us rights, to overthrow the Constitution of the United States, to engage in this kind of behavior. That's what the left does. Fundamentally, that's what leftism is using political power to overthrow godliness, and in this case, to buy votes by using your political power. That's the power of that system. And so, what would have happened if the reverse situation had taken place last evening? What if, by some wild mistake, a Christian judge had asked an open lesbian the same question, and then, in light of the response, had made sure that the open lesbian was not allowed to win the pageant, and then had immediately gotten on his or her blog and had insulted the lesbian the way that Perez Hilton insulted Miss California, with the same kind of language? Can you imagine the uproar? Where's the uproar today? Oh, I've seen some people. But you know what's been fascinating? Have you noticed this? If you go and look at the news coverage of this, what I was struck with was Miss California causes controversy with her comments. What? Why isn't it Perez Hilton lays homosexual trap for Christian girl and makes sure that she doesn't win and then insults her with profanity? Isn't that news? You see, Even the news sources were afraid, they feared to speak the truth, that it was Perez Hilton who purposefully engaged in this behavior, purposely created this controversy, purposely persecuted a Christian, and purposely then attacked that Christian on his website. But even the media wants to lay it on Miss California for her controversial comments. Comments that would have been bland only 20 years ago in the same context. There you have the massive shift over time. And it's a shift away from what is true, what is honest, what is just, what is good. And it clearly demonstrates it once again. In this land, we are moving toward a day when the free speech rights of Christians will clearly be limited. Right now, they're sacrificed on the altar of political correctness. But the day is coming when that will change. And it's coming a lot faster than I ever dreamed that it would come. There's my commentary on that. Hope it's useful to you. Thanks for watching. God bless.